call the meeting of the Mary Grant Committee to order, and I'm filling in for Barbara Seekar, who is ill, and we wish her the best. But I'll do what I can to carry us through tonight and bring everybody up to speed where we are and the things that need to be done. The first thing, as far as our funding goes, it's looking better all the time. We started off with $1,917.25, and we presently have a balance of $2,621.53. So the concert at the school turned around and went, I think, very, very well, and was able to net a profit of $520.07.
Wow. That's very good.
In addition to the $520, I received a $40 donation and a $50 donation, so I was able to turn an extra $90 into the town treasurer. So I think things are looking up, and
Well, just for the record, I'd like to say the concert, I thought, was a real success. There was a big crowd. It was very enjoyable. It was good music. It was a nice evening.
yeah, everybody seemed to enjoy it. I haven't heard any bad comments on it.
I sent a thank you to each of the bands.
Good.
This is what I sent. And I received back a message from one of the bands, Drowned Valley, and they said they thoroughly enjoyed it, and they hoped that we'll call them again next year. So
I thought it was impressive that they mentioned several times during the evening, they mentioned our group and
yes,
gave our group the credit for the concert and so forth. And I thought that was good.
yeah.
Barbara wrote a thank you note to the school department. I'll just read it. It says, to the Acton Elementary School Department, dear members, it is our pleasure to write to say thank you for allowing us the use of the school gym for our fundraising concert. The school gym was spotless when we arrived, and custodians were very helpful. The outside grounds were also in great condition. We had many school-aged children that enjoyed the playground. There were 4 bands under the direction of Bob Dearborn that were very pleased with the gym and would be pleased to be requested to return in the future. Thank you again for the Mary Grant Committee, Barbara J. Seekar. And so I delivered that last Friday gave it to the principal personally. So, does anybody else have any questions about the concert?
Yeah.
While we're talking about it?
I think it went very well.
Yeah, I don't want to sound negative, but compared to a professional production, there were many deficits. Okay, first off, the seats. They're, basically hard surfaces.
Yeah.
Basically the only thing we can do about it is invite people to bring chairs that they feel comfortable in.
Yeah.
That's a little extra letting them
Yeah.
through the door, and, in this case, the custodians were setting up according to their usual routine.
Oh, yeah.
So I think in the future,
No, we take it into consideration.
at least allow people, encourage people to bring their own chairs. Provide them with the standard fiberglass if they don't.
Well, possibly we may have it earlier in the season, we'll have it outside on the lawn and they can bring the chairs.
Yeah, well, that's another
They seem to
issue.
be comfortable
Yeah.
as far as I thought, you know.
Is should the school be the venue or in the future? I guess we couldn't have done it this year for
No,
lack of
because we
electricity.
didn't have electricity, but now we do.
Well, but the big thing,
And I think,
I was glad for the change of venue, because when you stop and think about it, you know, Dearborn turned around and felt that we should be able to attract up to 200. We could never put 200 up to the Mary Grant.
yeah, well, that was my criticism initially, is
Yeah.
it's,
So,
the
so
Mary
I think it
Grant
worked out
really
good.
isn't
Oh,
a very good venue. And besides, the school committee, I believe, provided a PA system,
Oh, yeah,
which was critical. From my point of view, sitting in the back, I would have liked a little more volume.
oh,
Yeah. And if we get bigger crowds, we will need more volume.
yeah,
So that's, a technical issue.
okay.
Other than that, the concert quality audio was good. The recorded quality is very bad. I would call it unacceptable. The audio is being overdriven at times. You can
There's
really
one on-
tell when it gets loud, it gets distorted. There are some resonances, a low-frequency resonance,
Yeah.
probably associated with the concrete walls.
Well, we can talk to Mike about that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, the sound seemed,
Yeah.
on the telecast was,
Yeah,
Not up to par.
I would suggest that, they tap into patch into the PA system. I don't suppose probably they were recording with the mic on the camera.
Yeah.
That's their
one of the
standard
problems we
procedure,
have,
yeah. But anyway, if we do go to a professional approach, it gets damn technically complicated and expensive. Typically, there are multiple cameras and multi-tracks.
Well, my
Which
thinking,
then leads to a huge editing
Yeah,
job. And
yeah.
it can't be done at all unless you start out with everything synchronized.
yeah, I mean, the idea of having it video cast is to generate interest for next year.
Yeah, okay.
And,
So certainly
I mean-
it's good enough that the citizens can judge
Right.
what they're dealing with.
Right. I mean, I don't think we're trying to do a professional quality
But,
video and audio
there's
production.
room for everyone to do better.
Well,
The musicians, the committee, and Comcast. A lot of room.
but we'll make a list of
But,
all those things for
Yeah.
next
It was
year.
successful, what else can I say?
Right,
An incredible number of people donated their time. There must have been 100 man-hours conservatively,
oh, yeah.
Which comes to $5 an hour. That's not good, but, but the other thing I want to notice is it's the musicians and their circle of friends and some of the Mary Grant people that showed up. Hopefully the townspeople will come,
Yeah,
Maybe now that they've seen it, they will.
that was my biggest disappointment, that I felt there were more out-of-town people than there were local people attending.
Of course, another thing was the night. There were
Yeah.
2 other functions.
Right.
There were functions at the church, there was a function here at the town hall. There were other things going
Right.
on that it was just the way it happened.
Yeah, right.
Well, I was talking with Tom, and he mentioned that he didn't think they would have one next year, so we
And
won't have a
they'd have a
conflict with
supper?
them, He says in the past, they used to do it, put their fundraiser on every other year or something like that, so, yeah, I expected a big influx of people after the supper, but I didn't really see it.
No, that was,
The majority of the audience is a group that follows
Yeah.
the bands.
yeah.
It wasn't necessarily.
And they were very generous too, those
Yeah.
people.
Yes, they were, yes.
You know, so we could do it the same next year. But
And
as I said,
hopefully
there's
word will get out,
lots of room for
Middletown.
improvement, yeah. That curtain behind the stage was producing moire patterns that are very distracting.
Yeah, but it,
You know, and then when you try to do an establishing shot, which they never attempted, you see the mechanics of the stage and the gaps and the,
we'll work on it.
yeah.
But I know,
Anyway, next issue.
as far as the, you know, a breakdown, you know, we actually, food sales, we brought in $259.98, which was, I think, very good. The raffle brought in $106, and the donations were $329.21. So that was,
That's
you know,
excellent.
yeah. And if we build up from the 100 and get it up to 200, we'll be really doing good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, another thing here on old business. Everybody get my email that we do have electricity?
Yes, that's great.
So, what I want to do is, for the pumpkin carving, I'm going to get some clamp-on spotlights that you can put up and then just plug in the outlets, right? But that's what makes it nice, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Good.
Oh, you want a work light?
what's that?
A work light?
Yeah, well,
I've got a 500 watt quartz light,
Oh, yeah?
which is
okay, yeah, we try it,
a little bit much. but
yeah.
Shine it on the building
Yeah.
and light the whole. All right.
But I don't know, we didn't have any electricity last year and everything worked out good and.
Yeah.
I don't remember how,
Well, I think it got over around just a little after dark.
is it?
Yeah, timing.
Yeah, okay. But anyway, so, so when we're talking about the pumpkin carving, I think we're all set. Now, has Barbara spoken to Kelly about the pumpkins, or?
Well, she's trying to get a hold of them, but
Okay.
she's confident that she'll get the pumpkins. And I guess between her and I, we'll get the
Okay.
pumpkins somehow.
Well, as I say, when it comes time to pick them up,
Uh-huh.
I should have my truck back by that time, and I'll just stop by and
Yeah.
throw them in the back of the truck, and we'll just leave them there the day of the,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, we can do it that
Yeah.
way. That would be easier.
So-
Yeah. You can count on the pumpkins, one way or another one. But she's trying to get a hold of them, and she had a little hard time getting in contact with them, but
Your boy's gonna make some fish chowder, like last year?
my son-in-law, yeah.
Yeah,
he,
yeah, son-in-law.
He'll make the fish chowder.
Yeah, that was good last year.
Yeah, that was.
Well, I think he could even make it in a stock pot, you know. Now we have electricity to keep it hot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know how they kept it hot last year, but,
well,
How
They
much
put it on
he had
the
something on the
do we
back of his
have?
truck, yeah.
yeah, something, well, yeah. Yeah, he's gonna make the fish chowder.
And we got a bunch of, drinks left over,
Yeah,
and,
We got what left over?
cold drinks,
Oh,
sodas,
drinks.
if they want or whatnot.
I thought
But,
you said grapes, and I was trying to figure it out.
what about cider? Do we
Yeah,
want to
it-
get cider
Yeah, you're gonna get some cider, right?
yeah, a couple of gallons.
at least?
Oh, you were saying that you're gonna have, the
Yeah, but
flour-
I say, we'll get some, some cider, but, this weekend I was talking with Paul Poyant, and, when they used to have the Apple Fest, he would come up, and he's got a cider press,
You pressed the cider?
and, so we could turn around, and
Oh.
I asked him if he'd be interested in coming up, and he kinda give me I'll follow up, but I think he will come up and,
Pressed cider.
That would be
Yeah.
fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, some of the kids, gives the kids something to do too, they like to help him,
Oh, do you think, we should buy a couple again?
yeah.
I went and bought a quart, I think it was $1.99 or $2.99 for, You know, it seems like it's high. I don't
Yeah,
know.
well,
It might be just the beginning of the
do
season.
you think Kelly's got any?
Gee, I don't know. I just went to the store and
Yeah,
bought.
but as I say, he may throw in a
Yeah.
gallon or so.
All right, well,
Ask him for the pumpkins and a gallon or two of,
cider.
even if he just gives us 1 gallon, you know.
Yeah, and if he
You know, that's
doesn't,
one
we
less
can
than we have to
always
buy.
purchase it.
Right.
So we'll have cider
Yeah.
and, the pumpkins.
Yeah,
No, so if we have a press, where are the apples coming from?
he'll get them.
Oh,
He'll give them from one of the orchards,
Yeah.
yeah.
we're not gonna attempt to harvest
No.
the preserved trees.
Yeah, because I think I can get it either from Kelly or from
I've got
Smith.
Smith,
trees
yeah.
that I throw out the fruit each year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good cider trees, you don't wanna eat it.
Well, you know, this is what we always used to use for cider. When I was a little girl, they weren't regular apple trees, I mean, they were old, whatever was growing.
Oh,
We'd
yeah,
pick up all
throw 'em-
those
throw 'em
apples,
in, worms and all,
worms and all.
gives it character.
Okay,
The
Little
cider
extra
was
protein.
delicious, the cider was delicious.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And either they pasteurize it or it ferments, either way the bugs die.
Now, did we want to have some donuts with that? Get a couple dozen donuts?
we need more than a couple of dozen. Right? I bet we'll have more people there this year.
Yeah. Well, if you wanted plain donuts, you know, they come like in a box, Phil. Unless you get them from like the Dirty Dozen, they have a
Yeah.
donut store, you know. So what would you like, just plain donuts or
Well, let me check something, I'll get back to you.
on the
Yeah,
donuts?
maybe we'll get the guy down to McDougal's Apple Orchard. He makes these little donuts, cider donuts.
Oh, yeah,
The small ones. And I may be able to pick up box
Yeah.
of those, 30, 40 of those or something.
yeah.
That's what you need, something,
Yeah,
just so they have a
Yeah.
donut.
yeah.
Yeah,
I know they used to tie them on a string and the kids would try to eat them, you know.
The hands tied behind the back.
we used to
I
do that
think-
with apples
You
too.
get two of them and then they gotta get together, like one pushes the donut.
Right.
We could think of that as a little, the wife said, she could get the, pinata or whatever they call it.
Oh, yeah.
And, the candy. So did you want her to get that?
Yeah, they
Okay,
had fun with that last
Yeah.
year.
I'll get the pinata and, candy to put in it. Okay.
Okay.
Now, we'll probably have coffee too, right?
Yeah.
Now, how did you want to do that?
I'll make a pot of coffee.
Yeah. Oh, should we get a can of coffee, or did you
Oh,
want
yeah.
to get?
We had left over from the last time,
Yeah. She had a lot of that milk cream
yeah.
left over.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a good idea to mention it at the school that we're having a pumpkin thing too, you know?
Yeah, well, I got the sign right down,
By the
Do
school.
they have a
in front of the
bulletin
school.
board you can
Yeah.
post?
well, they say they got something the day before.
Yeah.
The parent-teachers group is having a trunk or treat the night
Yeah.
before we have our
I mean, if you pushed a lot for the children from the school, you might get 500 kids. You know?
How did it turn out last year? Did you have any
I
blade
think they had
safety issues? Were
40 or
parents
50
supervising?
pumpkins, and
Yeah.
people cut them,
Yeah.
you know, kids
Yeah.
and people.
Now, I didn't pay any attention to that, who in charge of the actual,
Yeah, who was supervising? Where'd the knives come from?
I don't know, they had a lot, we have a lot of those little tools, knives and newspapers, I guess. We could
We
use
should
a few
collect
newspapers.
newspapers.
Yeah, we could use a few of those, I guess. We don't happen to have any. And then we have all the utensils to cut them, and I think she said for me to get candles, a little bag of those candles, you put in the pumpkin.
The ones that are battery powered,
No, they're...
real candles,
Real candles, yeah.
like the little tea candles.
Yeah, they're like in
You
little
can get
silver
like 50
dish.
for,
Yeah, for
something.
$1.
yeah, okay.
So I can get the candles, I'll shop all at one time. Let's see, what else?
think of anything else?
And we have those pumpkin signs.
Yeah,
we
I saw
put-
those today.
We put them up the day of the thing, put them around 3 or 4 locations.
Do we want to get some of these flyers made up and
Yeah.
put them around town?
Yeah,
You want me to
yeah,
take
yeah,
care of
put it up
that?
to the post office. And-
Yeah, the post office and transfer station,
Yeah,
in stores,
yeah.
Probably,
yeah.
what,
Down
15?
to the trading post.
yeah.
How many do you think we need, 15?
What?
18.
Oh, I don't know what,
At least.
Yeah,
We'll put them everywhere. I'll go,
yeah.
just kind of put them everywhere I
Yeah.
can think.
I don't know if the town would print those, or... It's a town
They-
affair,
they-
but, huh?
you don't have a colored printer,
But here,
yeah?
not generally. I
Yeah.
mean, the printer here is print, they have got a color, they've got a color printer here, but,
I can't imagine this would cost very much to get 25 printed.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But a printer, and then they wouldn't run.
Yeah,
It wouldn't be like,
Did you want to do that?
yeah,
Jim?
I'll
Oh,
take care
okay.
of that.
And you can give a few to each individual or something, no?
I can, or I'll
distribute 'em.
just, everywhere I go, I'll
Yeah,
What about, the sign up, the town sign? I know there's stuff about voting and everything, but
yeah.
do you think we can get,
No,
Something
I'm gonna
that-
talk to the fire chief, see if we get theirs.
okay,
But as I say, I was gonna leave the one that I made up, it's down at school now, so that when the parents go around to pick up kids and they come out to the stop sign, and they look right across the road, it says pumpkin carving,
okay. That was a nice sign.
And, so then I was gonna take it from there and then move it up here at the corner for 3 or 4 days. I'll-
Okay.
I'll keep rotating it around.
That's a good idea.
one thing I wanted to say, Dick, is what are the regulations on the town sign? Like Barbara wanted to know who's in charge of the sign, or who can put things up. I mean,
We,
I think it'd be advisable to go to the selectmen or the town and find out, who can use the sign, or when you can use it, or what's it for, or what's the regulations on it. I mean,
it is, of course, meant for town use. And unless there is some other function, if there was a town function, that would take precedence, But the selectmen have the letters and everything that goes to the sign are in the selectmen's office.
and who's in charge of all that?
Bill,
You?
Shields.
Oh, okay, well, okay.
you think so?
Well,
Anyway.
they had a little misunderstanding about the sign. Who's in charge of the sign, or who puts it up, or this and
well,
that.
Bill
So
always has put it up because
they should print some regulations on it,
he's the,
Should have a policy.
Tell 'em, ma'am.
yeah.
A policy on how to use it, I mean, if the town wants to say that they're having a dance and it's for a town committee or something, they have a right to use it. But I mean, if I'm having a party or something, I mean, it's not for my use, you know?
No, no, it's town business.
Someone in charge or different regulations. Same applies to the town hall here. If you want to use it, you know,
Yeah.
they have regulations, and I think on a sign, they should probably establish some kind of regulations.
We'll
I don't
take it
know,
under
did you want to
advisement.
take that up, Dick?
Well, all the time I was there, Bill was the only one that ever put
Yeah.
the sign up.
Yeah,
Bill is the one that
yeah,
always.
he puts the letters up, yeah.
Well, they say, it's, for right now, I'd rather not get into it. Something we can look into for future, but I do agree that I think it'd be good to have a town policy, you know.
So are you gonna look into the firehouse sign?
Yeah.
Yeah, good, okay.
I got a note. Okay, is there anything else for the pumpkin carving, or does it look like can anybody think of anything?
No?
The only thing I'd like to say is, I'd like to invite the town people, the children and the family to come and enjoy a good evening. It's a lot of fun. You get to meet your neighbors, and I'd just like to invite everybody to come to them.
Yeah, that's the only thing that, maybe we could add that in the, you know, about everyone welcome, something like that,
Okay.
you know.
Got it?
Yeah, I don't know, last year, I know I didn't get that involved, but I was there, and all of a sudden, everything seemed to,
It just flowed.
yeah.
It was great.
Oh, yeah, Dick, I wanted to mention, is on that fire pit that Crockett donated. I have, you know where they have the fire pit,
Yeah,
the big iron thing? I have the blocks.
oh, you get the blocks?
Yeah, and I'll bring them down.
Okay,
here, and,
good.
So the wood is there.
Yeah, so
So-
we use that wood.
Yeah.
I've got I can bring some kindling if we need
Yeah,
it.
so the fire will be good, yeah. I don't know if we need a permit or not.
Better get
Not-
one.
not in a-
I have a permit for my house.
Okay. The, I did talk to somebody today about, helping out for the, well. And, this person volunteered to, provide the equipment, whatnot. All we'd have to do is get the materials. So, you know, it really isn't that much, you know.
What would we need to get? Pipe or?
Volatile.
A couple pieces of PVC pipe, but he thought he knew somebody that already had it. And, maybe a yard of crushed rock or something to pack around the well. I've got a pump, so I say, I don't think it would be that much,
Great.
you know. We'll see how that works out. The, as far as work goes at the Mary Grant, a couple of the small things that I feel needs to be done. I've got somebody that supposedly will help me finish the outhouse. It needs the vent pipe put up. The pipe is there, but we need to cut a hole. I gotta find a 4.5-inch hole saw to put the pipe out through, put it in that
Yeah, I
way.
got a 4 1/4.
You do?
Yeah,
That 4-inch PVC will,
yeah. Well, 4-inch duct I've used. I don't know how big a 4-inch PVC is, but it'll cut a 4 1/4 hole.
I think we need 4.5.
Well, you can always get a Sawzall, trim it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, now we got
Put
to,
a flange on it.
so anyway, there's that needs to be done. There's a broken window upstairs, and Bob is gonna take care of that, just in case of replacing one of the panes of glass. And, the big thing, there's a dead tree between the garage and the right-hand stone wall, our neighbor. And, if you really look at it, what I'm afraid of, if in a storm or whatnot, and it was to fall, wind blow it down, the liable to come right on our building. So I feel much better if we get taken down.
How high up is it?
It's right beside the, where the building is.
How tall a ladder
Oh.
do you need?
No, this is probably 60-foot
Oh, yeah.
tree. It's a big tree.
So you're talking about taking the tree down or
Yeah.
the branch? Oh,
No,
the whole
no.
tree?
The whole, it's dead.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's dead, okay.
I seen it, yeah.
Holly
So it's a
had
matter of
mentioned
getting
she
it to
was
fall in
gonna
the
talk
right
to
direction.
somebody about it. Holly
Yeah.
had mentioned at the last meeting, she was
Yeah.
gonna talk to John Sharon about it.
Well, let's say, so, that's what I'm looking for, if anybody knows anybody. I did ask Eric Gallagher, who took down the big pine trees out front. I don't know who did that,
I don't know.
but, they did a good job. But I've talked to the property owner next, that owns the land on the other side of the stone wall, and, so it looks like we could, fall right down in his field, and he got no problem. And then,
Clean it up.
whoever cuts it down, if they want the tree for the firewood, they can keep it, So that's something that, be looking for, is to see, if we find somebody that's willing, that's a little bit more adept at cutting trees down than I am. I can cut it down, but I'm not guaranteed it's gonna go where it's supposed to go.
My son is good at that,
Yeah,
but
you
he
gotta
just had
kinda
knee
know.
surgery, so he's out.
So I'm
Well,
sure,
with a dead tree, you never do know.
No, that's true.
With a dead tree, you never know
Yeah.
really where it's gonna happen.
so anyway,
Piece of the
the,
tree can go that way and then snap off and come right down on you.
okay, the other project, right now, I've got a new bulletin board that I'm putting up. And, it'll be all one piece cork, 2-foot by 3-foot cork
Nice.
board. And, but I do want to, I think at least for the time being, the outside of the bulletin board could use a coat of paint.
Dick
Right.
Johnson and I took all the tree signs down and painted them,
Yeah, yeah.
put them back up.
Yeah, we thank you.
We just
Yeah.
finished that.
The, matter of fact, Dick Johnson, Yessie, I went up to his house and, he's donated, a bunch of
Tools.
stuff, tools and whatnot, for the Mary Grant. So I put them inside there. And then, Mark and Marita Lowell are in the process of moving, and, lo and behold, down in their basement, they had a whole bunch of lawn chairs. And, so they donated those, and I cleaned those up and I brought those up. There's about a half a dozen. They're like the, I don't know what they call them, director's chairs. They got the back and the
Yeah.
arms and whatnot, but they fold right up.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But they're all good shape and everything. And, then there was about those white plastic chairs that you see everybody's got them. We got some up there. There must have been another half a dozen of those.
Good.
So that gives us quite a few extra chairs to have available, whatnot, so. I can't think of anything else.
Well, I just wanted to say one thing, Dick. You did a wonderful job on electricity, and thank you
Yes.
for,
Thank-
you know, it was
You-
quite a battle.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe, every time, get it all done, so then you gotta notify CMP to come and check it and hook the wires up. So it'd take us, you know, the paperwork, they wanted a certain number, we didn't have the number, who's got the number, chase around, finally get the work order number and whatnot. Finally, we get somebody goes down there, and all of a sudden, oh, the wire isn't just right where, we want it a little bit higher. So we ended up having to put a whole new wire in, put it up. Go through all the thing again, finally, it's over. Oh, I don't like the screws in the box and whatnot, the beater box and everything, you gotta change the screws.
Aye.
Okay, we change the screws. Then another guy can go, well, that's a second-hand box. I feel better if you put a brand-new box in there. Okay, so guy goes down, buys a whole new box. It seemed like it was one thing after another, just little things, you know?
Well,
And, but finally, it all came together.
Thank you for doing that.
well, it's gonna be nice to have lights and electricity,
Well, it's nice
get
to,
music, and
you know, before the picnic, I guess it was, I turned around and worked on the picnic tables. Bob's son turned around and provided me some boards, some 2x6s that he had at home, and I cut them up and cut the angles and everything and repaired the picnic table. Well, it'd make it a lot easier that I could do it right up there and
Right.
I'd
Yes.
plug in my
Yes.
you know,
You
saw
saw
and
and
whatnot, but
drill.
the way I would have to do, I'd go up to the preserve and turn around and take measurements and whatnot, and
Go
make a pat and whatnot, then go home and then cut it out at home, and
it's
then turn
like the
around.
good old days. The good old days they had.
In the good old days, you'd have brought a handsaw with you.
Oh, yeah. But, no, yeah, as a matter of fact, the picnic tables, I fixed the worst of the pieces that were really rotted, but there's some others that could, they should be replaced, and, but we can do that for next summer.
In the spring.
So, does anybody have any other things they want to bring up?
Seems like everything's got to go now.
I know both Barbara and I thank everybody for their support and all the work that we've done so far. I think overall, we've had a very good season. We've had all the events that we have put on. We've had very good reviews, and people turn around and really like it. I have something, I wish I'd have brought it. In working up there on the electricity, lo and behold, out on shelf out in the back and whatnot, saw something, you know, I reached up, pulled it out, and was like a daily diary or logbook of Dr. Grant's back in the 1930s, I guess it was, yeah. And then he turned around and tells about, he went and bought a brand-new car, paid $700 and some odd dollars for it. They turned around and gave him $200 and some odd dollars for his 1928 Plymouth, you know. Then he had a record of how much gas cost, how much to change the oil. He bought a radio for the car, how much that cost, whatnot. So he had all the details of all his expenses. And I just find it very, very interesting.
Interesting reading.
So,
I had made up these as a letterhead
oh,
when I thought I was going to be writing a letter to the bands to
Yeah,
thank them. And then Bob didn't give me that information, just gave me their email addresses, so I sent it by email. But if, for
Yeah.
letters and stuff,
can you send me that by, so that if I draft a letter, either for myself or for Barbara to send out, because,
yeah, I can do that. You can,
yeah,
take what you want.
but, that way if I have it, in my computer, then I can turn around and type the letter right in and then
Right.
print it right out.
Well, just one thing I wanted to say is, from talking around town and everything, is everybody seems to have a positive attitude towards the Mary Grant, and a lot of people just go walking down through there with their dog or this and that, and they really enjoy it, so I think it's working out good. And I think the town really be proud of it,
Yeah, well, that's why I end up giving the time,
Sure. I think it's a well worth cause.
I think this is true. I think that when we have different things, is publicized. So there's a certain amount of publicity goes with it. But what we're after is exactly that. This isn't a big ballpark where we're gonna have baseball games. It is a relaxation place.
Yeah, it is, really. It's beautiful.
Every time we have an event, and we're just thinking when they were talking about the different things we had that one day over there, and we didn't have a lot of people there. I think we had only about 20. But this was so much fun, so relaxing. What a wonderful feeling to go over. We just sit in our lawn chairs, talk, laugh, watch these fellows playing with their ball thing. It's just the Mary Grant
The energy
Preserve
is very
is
good.
exactly that. It is a piece of ground to be enjoyed for relaxation.
Did you get my email that I forwarded from Dora Spedding in Lebanon?
I don't know.
Okay. I received this email from Dora, and she used to be on the Three Rivers Land Trust with me, and we kind of have some of the same interests or whatnot, so we exchange emails and everything. And so she sent me this email and mentioned that a friend of hers from New York was up visiting, and they came over to the Mary Grant. And they sat out back in the sun, nice and quiet, really enjoyed themselves. And then Dora went for a walk down around the trails and whatnot, and she turned around telling about how great it was and how impressed her friend was and how lucky the people in Acton were to have a place like that. And so I shared it with all the rest of the people. And, but it's things like that, that, and as I say, the guest book we have up there, and then some of the comments that people make in there, and it's really good. Yeah.
But that is exactly what the piece of land is for.
Yeah.
It is recreation, but as I said, it's a very passive recreation, but it's wonderful.
Yeah.
When we're sitting in our lawn chairs up there, it's like being in another world almost. It's just good. And the more we have, as I said, this publicizes the word Mary Grant. Now they know where it is. And it took a long time, because first when you said the Mary Grant piece, well, where's that, But now they're beginning to associate with it, and it's good.
Yeah, I don't know. That's something maybe I'll work on this winter. There's a little map that shows 109, the H Road, San Page Road, and then we'll turn around, have the little box with big X in it, Mary Grant.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, show where it is in relation to the town hall and whatnot.
Because this is exactly what it is, it's a nature preserve. There are flowers there, there are trees there, there are rocks there. It is good.
Something that I forgot, Dick Johnson, like I said, has sold his house. He's moving to an apartment in either Sanford or Springvale, but he still wants to be involved. So he will still, if he's available, help out with Mary Grant or any of the other things,
Yeah.
whatnot. But, I know I thank both Gene and Dick for all those signs about the trees, different kind of trees. They turned around and redid the lettering. So, you got anything else, Ralph? Tell us some good ones.
Okay, I move we adjourn.
Next meeting, first Tuesday in November.
What's that?
Next meeting, first Tuesday in November, kind
we'll-
of to wrap up.
Yeah, we'll, turn around and, I'll get together with Barbara and,
Okay,
see what, she didn't know, whether, she did have a note here of the possibility of having a different evening if the others that couldn't make it might be more agreeable. So, I don't know, the people that are here, would you have problems either on a Monday or a Wednesday?
be fine.
No, we can call some of these other people, you know, that
Yeah.
involves in either Monday or Wednesday would be better.
I think Barbara will be feeling better. She'll
Yeah,
organize
yeah.
that, and if they
We'll
decide.
check into that and,
Yeah, just send us all an email when
Yeah.
you figure it out.
yeah. Well, that's why I sent it out last week. So then I sent a reminder, in case somebody forgot.
Yeah, that
But
works.
the last time we met, a few days later, I saw Frank Baroque up to the, our
Luncheon.
Owl's luncheon, and I said, "We missed you, Frank." He said, "Well," he says, "I looked at it the day afterwards."
Oh,
So that I
It's a
already
common
missed it.
experience, you know, when you send an email out the
Yeah.
day before Labor Day weekend, what do you expect?
So, well, I thank everybody for coming and whatnot.
Welcome.
yeah, well.